Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. I am your host for Momentum, where we come together on Monday evening to build momentum together as we go into the week, committed to interrupting and helping to end race based hatred and violence. I hope that you have visited us over at the What Is Mine to Do group on Facebook, where we ask each other and ourselves every day the question, what is mine to do to interrupt or end race based hatred and violence? So if you have not visited us there, or if you're not a member of that group, let me personally invite you to join in. It is a public group. Just answer 3 or 4 questions and then come on in, where we educate each other and we provide encouragement for each other to continue the commitment. Momentum then is just a quick 15-minute or less opportunity to take one tool, one tip, one quotation, one thing, one thought, and talk about it and use that as we go into the week. So today I am using a quote by Cherríe Moraga, and let's see if I can put it on the screen. I've been really intrigued by this lately because I have heard so many people again saying that we're more different than we're more alike than we are different, or there isn't anything for us to do but just focus on the fact that we are only all part of the human race and there's only one race, there's only one species. While these comments are well meaning and to a certain degree factual, they don't address the issue. And in fact, this quote by Cherríe Moraga is a reminder to us. She wrote, "But it is not really difference the oppressor fears so much as similarity." Think about it. Think about what you've heard about the one drop rule. If someone had one drop of African blood, then they were black. Because the whole myth around being black and black being inferior could not stand if people believed that we are more alike than different. So picking out the one thing or one tiny part of a group of people and using it to make them inferior or to teach people that they are inferior, to socialize people that they are inferior. And of course, we can look at dozens of examples of that as we make a commitment to end and or at least interrupt race-based hatred and violence. And so that is true with people from many, many different groups. And the key is the structure, the systems, the social power, socialization of power must say, oh, this group is different, and here's why that is inferior. So if you're not accustomed to calling out white supremacy, whether it is in relationship to people who are Asian or people who are Native American, American Indian, if you're not accustomed to, or if you're not comfortable calling out white supremacy or patriarchy in the sense of white male supremacy, then, you have to understand it. And this is why simply saying that that's not true will not break down the political system. It will not break down the financial system. It will not break down the manufacturing system. It will not break down hierarchy in institutions that have been around for a long time. It will not break it down alone because the language itself does not resonate with what has been socialized to be believed as power and authority, or who is deserving of respect. So let me be very clear. I am not suggesting that you completely stop saying things like we are more alike than different, or the human race encompasses many different groups, but there's no natural hierarchy. I'm not saying never say those things again. What I'm suggesting is that you stop saying them if you think that alone is the answer. And so we have to be about our words and our actions. And in our actions, how are we modeling something different? Over the weekend, I had the great opportunity to run into a couple of people I know who are very serious about equity and equality and democracy, um, and two different people I'm thinking about right now. And one of them, they're equally passionate about it. And they both have done a lot to increase their own awareness. And they're both white women. So they both have done a lot to increase their awareness from how they grew up to how they can be contributors to creating a world that they want to leave to their grandchildren and great grandchildren and future generations. But it struck me as I was reflecting on the weekend, it struck me that these two women, one of them, I would I would have her give a talk, right? Give a speech, give a talk about the importance of equity and um, how to interrupt race-based hatred and violence, that these are the things that someone who is white needs to pay attention to, maybe give some examples. I'm sure she would have lots of good quotes, and she would be inspiring. And then the second person is not so much a speaker, but she's a doer. And so when I was reflecting, I was like, yeah, she's not the person who would be out front, but she's equally inspiring because of the things that she does, the programs she participates in, the events that she may either contribute to, and then I contribute to a big event where they're selling tickets and then give the tickets away to people, right? She will show up herself and then post all over social media where she's going or how she has shown up and who she is with. And so often I see photographs of her, and it is in a multi ethnic and multi generational setting with people from different racial and ethnic groups as well as different age groups. And it's very inspiring. And so, on the one hand, it seems like the person who is inspiring with her words, she is not out in the community doing things. She is not, at least as far as I know, doing a lot of fundraising or giving money. She is not seen when I see pictures of her. She's very much with other white women who are around her same age. And there's a part of me that wants to say that one is better than the other. But as I was reflecting, it's like, no, they're both making a contribution. And we need people who can make their best contributions in the ways that they can best influence and stop judging. Both of them are living this message that from the quote that the oppressor fears our similarity. And so when you put yourself in situations where you are modeling what it looks like to engage with people who are different from you, and you're engaging with them as peers, as equals, and demanding that everyone else does as well, then you are actually resisting the socialization that we've all had, that any little bit of difference is dangerous. So this week, let's all really focus on how we can live the message. Let's focus on how we can demonstrate a different message than the message that people can or should be dehumanized because of the way they are different from us, especially when that difference is founded in race and ethnicity. And if we all do this together in the coming week and beyond, then we will all be doing our part to build momentum for the interruption and the end of race-based hatred and violence. My name is Tracy Brown. I really hope that you will join me at the Facebook page or What Is Mine to Do. I hope to see you there. And if I don't see you there, maybe I'll see you right here again next Monday evening on Momentum. Have a great week.